jump into it, and I'm just going to share my Lightroom screen with you. So this is Lightroom, okay? So at the moment, we are currently in the library mode. Here, I am just going to make sure that I am in the folder where the image I want to crop is saved. Okay, so this is the right folder. Let's move into the develop mode. Alright, make sure you have the photo you want to work on selected. Okay, and it's showing in this middle panel here. So the minute I've got my left hand panel closed, I can just open that up and you see just the middle panel here. Okay, I'm going to close this panel again because we don't need that today. We're going to be working over on this side here. And we're going to be using this crop tool, this one just here. So click on that and you'll see another small tab opens up just underneath it. Okay, this tab has two sections. It's got the aspect and it's got angle. Alright, the other thing you may have noticed is that the image has a border around it with corner marks and side marks. Now you may have a rule of thirds grid over the top of your image, okay? Or you may have it just as it is at the moment. This grid can be turned off down in this bottom left corner here where it says tool overlay. So the minute I've got mine set on auto, if I click on it, we've got auto, always, and never. Alright, when you are on auto and you click and you drag one of your corners, then you see the rule of thirds overlay, grid overlay. Alright, if I am on always, then the grid is always there, whether or not I'm touching it or not. Okay, if I'm on never, that grid will never be there, no matter how I change the image. Okay, so I'm going to put mine onto always. I like to have my grid there so that I just get an idea of how I am cropping it. So, as you just saw, the first way to crop your image is to simply drag in the corner. Alright, so just up and down like this. You can see I can drag from the sides, I can drag from the top. Okay, any corner, it doesn't matter where I start. Okay, so I'm just going to crop this like this and let go. When I let go, you'll see that the top section of the image up here is now a little bit darker because this is not included inside my crop. Okay, so you can still see what you've cropped out, and you can tell the difference between what has been left in the crop and what has been cropped out. Okay, and you can decide. It will help you to decide whether you include that bit that is in grey or not, whether the image looks better in that crop frame or if it doesn't. Sorry, just a second. So, the thing with this is you can change it to any shape or any size as you want. Okay? Now, one more thing I just want to point out to you before I move on is the padlock sign over on the right hand side here. At the moment, it's unlocked. Okay? This means that I can drag the borders in any direction and any shape that I want to. Alright? But now if I go click on that padlock, okay, I can't now drag that to any shape or size. Okay, you can see it's staying in that same ratio. It's changing from portrait to landscape, which is very easy. You just drag it up and out to get into portrait and down and across into landscape. Alright, that's how you can easily change the ratio of your image. If you've got an image in a landscape format and you want to change it to portrait, this is how you do it, just by dragging and changing your size here. Alright, so with the padlock locked, you can change however you would like to change it within a set ratio. Okay, now if you have a ratio that you want to crop to, all right, so say you needed to print an image at 5:7 for a competition, all right, so we've got this little drop down menu here next to the padlock. At the minute it's saying original. If I click on it, you can see all these different ratios here that you can choose. All right, there's even an enter custom. So this enter custom, if the size ratio you want isn't here, you can enter your own in. It's as easy as that. We've got the original and as shot. These, it depends on when you imported your image into Lightroom, whether or not they will be the same, okay? If you are editing a photo that has already been cropped in another software, if you look at it in original, it will be at that cropped size. If you put it into as shot, it will show you how the image was shot, the shot ratio, okay? So that's just to clarify the difference between those two for you. And I'm now going to just click on 5:7. And you can see that my crop has now changed to a 5:7 ratio. Alright, again, I can click and I can drag this out. So I get that 5:7. I can make it a little bit shorter. I can drag it that way. Exactly the same. It stays at the 5:7. Alright, so that's the aspect covered. See? Wasn't that easy? Next, I'm going to jump into angle, okay? So angle is this section down here. This comes in very useful when you have a horizon in your image that needs to be straight. Okay, especially if you're out on choppy boats like I often am, your horizons don't always come out very nice and straight. So I've just chosen one here. This horizon, it might appear straight to the naked eye, but if I just click on this angle tool here, okay, now you can see my mouse is showing the little angle tool. If I click here and I drag a straight line across that horizon and let it go, you can see that's made a very small change to my image to straighten that up for me. Alright, so you can straighten even the straightest of lines if you want to. You can also, for example, I can draw a line going across this branch, and that is now said that I want that branch to be straight in the image. Okay, and now you can see my horizon is now very wonky. So if I come back and I click again and draw that line again across the horizon, Lightroom automatically straightens that image up again, and I can just drag those corners out as I wish. Now, if we just again do that at a funky angle like so, I can't actually drag anything out. It is cropped the image to the biggest ratio that I can crop it at that angle. I can drag it in, I can make it smaller, but it won't go any bigger. Okay, and then if we just want to get that back to something normal again, we can just straighten it there, and it's stayed at the same size and the same ratio that it was at before, but now we can drag it out bigger. There is one more little thing to show you. It's just this angle, the slider next to angle. You can just move this up and down and it will spin your image and change your angle, and it gives you these nice grids to show exactly where your lines are and exactly how straight things are. You can use them to line up with anything in your image that you want to line it up with. Now, the last thing, down here there is a reset button. If you don't like your crop or you can't work out how to get it back to where it started, just hit this button and Lightroom puts it straight back to where it started for you. Thanks guys, bye!